Hey kids, welcome back to Uncle Fezzy's Mad Lab. What's Uncle Fezzy up to now? Well, if you watched any of my other videos, you know that I went and lost my mind along with my hair. And I decided to go out and buy myself a 3D printer. Well, here it is. The Bamboo Labs X1 Carbon with the AMS system. And of course, me being me, I bought a dryer and I built a cabinet here, or I'm in the process of building a dry cabinet to store my my filaments. This is going to be I'm going to video all of this stuff, right? So why not have a new adventure with Uncle Fezzy that you can get bored out of your mind with? So this is going to be a dry cabinet. I'm going to install a seal, a fan and a heater and an exhaust vent in here. This is the outside wall of my house, my shop, and it's like 10 degrees colder in here than it is out here. I ordered some hygrometers from Amazon. I'm going to mount in the door here or over here in the side cabinet, probably in the door. So that's going to be a dry cabinet. I already started to seal it off, and I'm like, eh. I ordered a new light for under the cabinet here because that crappy old, that's a crappy old halogen lamp, and the chances of it burning my shop down are probably somewhere around 50-50. Now, we're going to get rid of that. Put a nice bright LED in there and go from there. So why did I buy what I bought? Well, I bought what I bought because this printer was sold as a tool, not a toy. And I bought into it, and quite frankly, it absolutely, so far, is working out to be an awesome tool. Now, of course, I printed a benchy, because that's the first thing you're supposed to print in this, the PLA that came with the printer. And then I printed a scraper, which works really good for a little while, and then it just breaks after a bit because these are PLA. I'm using it to prop open the lid here. It actually recommends that you prop the lid open or open the door when printing PLA, which is what I'm printing right now because that's what I have. I'm actually, as soon as I'm done waiting for this to finish printing, or not finish printing, but get on its way to printing, I'm going to head off to our friends at Micro Center and buy some more stuff, right? Because why not? I printed, this didn't work out perfectly. It worked out well, but it didn't work out perfectly. This is an insert for my Christmas ornaments hooks. These things are like monkeys in a barrel. Every show, this is how they end up. If by using this box here, I can hook them into the box, come back from the show, hook them into the box, hook, 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 and then drop this in on top of it, and it keeps them from rattling around, and that keeps them from getting tangled up. That was the first practical thing that I printed with my printer. The second practical thing I printed with my printer was actually something I didn't design. I designed that. That's why it's a little sketchy looking. It's this knob, believe it or not. I use 1/4-20 fasteners for almost everything. But you don't necessarily need to wrench stuff together. This is for a tripod. I only needed it long, and it only needs to be strong enough to hold a light on. My $10,000 DSLR is not getting hung off of this thing. So, so this will work just fine. I did download this from Thingiverse or Maker World or whatever. I'm going to modify the design and make some other ones. I just held these in place with thick CA glue, and I haven't tried to break it yet. So we'll see how that goes. I ordered some ABS from Bamboo Labs, along with a bunch of other colors and stuff and tools, because this whole thing is going to get expanded a little bit. And I ordered some PTFE tubing and some connectors and some other jazz from them, because why not pay more than you need to? The second thing I printed was this. It's not a butt plug. It's a broom handle knob, because the knob on my broom handle broke, and it was just a piece of pipe. So I made this, and I stuck it in the end. I designed it, made it, I designed it, printed it, and stuck it in the end of my broom. That one didn't fit, but this one does. That one was a little bit too big, so I just shrunk it down, and fits perfect. Now when I'm standing on my broom like a government employee, I can not hurt my hands. Now, what were the next things I printed, and what was the whole reason I bought this printer? The truth of the matter is, I bought this printer to print this shit. And we're going to be redoing the entire central vacuum system in my shop over the next couple months, and you're gonna watch the adventure as I do it. I've done a couple really major shop upgrades around here recently, which we're going to go over in a later video. I'm not going to do that right now. It's like an introductory video to what boringness I have coming forward, or coming out, right? Oh, this was the other thing I printed. This is a reusable spool. I'm not going to take it apart, but this is a reusable spool for PLA. This can also be scaled up and down for whatever, extension cords, what have you. This is printed out of PLA. I'll be honest, I've tried to break this stuff, and I have broke it, but I think for just like normal use around the shop, these are going to be fine. Now, what's my issues? Well, not for nothing. Plumbing is the bane of my existence. Electricity, electricity's fine, but really, the truth of the matter is, plumbing is just such a pain in the ass for me. Especially when it comes to the difference between pipe and tubing. So, when I built my original vacuum system, I screwed up. I did. I used Schedule 40 PVC for my central vac system. And not for nothing, Schedule 40 PVC for a central vac system it's bad in a couple ways. One is it collects dust like nobody's business. In a later video, I'm going to show the dust problem. It's static electricity. Dust just sucks right to it. Which I guess in some ways it's good, because it sucks some of the dust out of the air, but then it collects on the pipes, and then I got to vacuum the pipe off. Well, I can't vacuum the pipe off because my shop vac wand isn't long enough to reach up there. I bought an extension wand, but the extension wand doesn't fit because everything for a vacuum cleaner is fucking different. I don't care if it says universal shop vac on it or not, the fuckers never fit. And it's absolutely positively infuriating. You know what else is infuriating? These goddamn adapters. I have here. So, the other day I was at my favorite woodcraft supply store, wink wink, and actually about a year or two ago, and I came across these things. These are mag connects. So you can use a shop vac at any one of your particular tools and hook it up without fiddling or futzing with anything. These are, let me go look here for a second. Going to say this one. These are about $9 for each one, right? This thing, 4-inch OD to 2.5 OD, right? This was $8, $6. And price tag is missing on this one, but I guarantee it wasn't cheap. I don't need these. I got a ton of them. The gates, $10 a piece for the gates. Now I'm redoing all my gates because the gates are a pain in the dick, right? Also, with all these joints, with all the joints, with all these connectors, with all these adapters, there's all kinds of leaks. The other thing is, you've got all these different types of hoses. Now I've got 4 different types of 2-inch hose, and none of them fit anything. The other thing, and probably most importantly, and this is what really crawls up my ass like nobody's fucking business, is that all my tools have different size adapters that go on them. Every single fucking one is different. The biggest pain in the dick one is my belt sander because it's square. It doesn't matter who the manufacturer is or what the oh yeah, so here you go. Here's a perfect example. That's for my 2-inch, that's for my DA sander, my electric DA sander. Well, what does it fit? Well, it kind of fits this one, right? But this doesn't necessarily fit this, right? Even if you put a hose in between them, if you put this hose in between it, now this is going to make an ass out of me because this does fit, but actually it doesn't. I have to put a clamp on it. Now they do make threaded ones, but the threaded ones are even more expensive. This one's threaded. So I can thread this on here, but this hose is like monstrous hose, and I don't want to attach to my sander. I want to use an 1.25-inch hose or an 1.5-inch hose or a 1-inch hose. None of the adapters fit. And I think my biggest pain in the biggest thorn in my side or up my ass is this. Schedule 40 PVC ID is 4 inches exactly. Well, the fittings on here are like 390. So when you go to stick this into the PVC, whoop, falls out. And then I got to put sealant on it, right? Well, granted, you should probably seal your vacuum system anyway, but I don't want to have to seal every single connection with a glue that I can't get off. I use this Sika, well actually this is peeling right off. But it's just the whole thing is a pain in my ass. If I print either an over or an under, oh, that's the other thing. My flexible 4-inch hose doesn't fit over the PVC because it's 4-inch ID. The hose is 4-inch ID, but the outside of the 4-inch PVC Schedule 40 is 4.5 inches. So nothing fucking fits, and you damage the hose putting it on. The one out in the garage, same way. The one in the central back thing in the shed is the exact same way. It's the vacuum cleaner itself, or the vacuum system itself, the hose doesn't fit on it. I'm ranting. I know I'm ranting, but I'm ranting for a reason. So, what do? We make them ourselves. A friend of mine mentioned this to me one time. Of course, it fell between the tripod legs. My buddy John, who is a machinist, he's a tinkerer like me. I hate to use the term maker because it's, I don't know, it's like I don't like to say first responder either. Because some asshole on the internet came up with it. He's a tinkerer, right? So John's a tinkerer like I am, and he's, you know, he's a really nice guy. But don't build what you can buy. And he's right. So I can buy these, right? But we have the exact same problem, which is none of the tools that I need to attach this to are 2-inch or 2.5-inch in either way without using adapters, right? So they don't fit. Nothing fits. And my goal here is to use this one particular, oh, the other thing is I don't want 15 gates on the back of my bench. Where I'm going to show that, not in this video, but I'm going to show it as I design this and build it. I don't want 15 gates. I don't want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 gates on the back of my stuff. I don't want that over there. I just want one hose out of, actually, this material, which I do like because it's really flexible, you know. There's a dick joke in there somewhere, but I want to use that attached to this and attach these with no adapters to my sanders, to my equipment. Which means I have to make this end different on all of the sanders, and I want to make those available somewhere. I don't know where, but once I get them perfected, I will make the STL files available. The other thing too is I want to build a vacuum attachment for my router, which is on my router table. Right now, I just literally take a vacuum back, which will have one of these attached to it. Actually, have one of these attached to it because I'm printing these out. Right. So this is a prototype. I wanted to make sure the magnets were the holes were right, and everything would fit. On the bottom of the vacuum, on the bottom of the router, boop, there goes the vacuum. I'm good to go. The only thing I trip over more around here than air hoses is fucking vacuum cleaner hoses, and I don't want to do